Hello friends, fans, and fiends. I am Megan with Meeg's Readings, and I have a general reading for us as we head into the weekend. And this is the 1st of December, so happy December, everybody. I hope that the holiday season goes well for us all, and if not, let's find ways to deal with it for the stresses. All right, so for this weekend, though, and into early next week, let's see what we've got. I'm starting with my double Rider-Waite-Smith deck. It is 2 Rider-Waite-Smith decks put into one. I've already mostly shuffled it, so I'm just going to give it a couple of extra shuffles, and we will see what the cards have to say. Okay. First up, we have the Hierophant. The Hierophant is giving off learning vibes, so anything that you have a chance to learn about this weekend, go for it. And something fairly traditional, but it doesn't have to be super deep or super exceptional. It could be, honestly, I'm getting spiritual learning. So yeah, we're not talking about going back to college. We're talking about diving into your spirituality and what makes you feel whole and gets you in touch with that side of yourself. We have the 2 of Wands. We have some choices to make here, and they can be good choices. We can be caught between 2 wonderful options. So take a minute and look at those options and figure out where it is you would like to go with them. Because neither one is wrong, it's just that they're both different. And I think I'm going to pull a couple of cards to clarify that. So option number 1, I want you to think of what option 1 looks like. And the energy for that is the Page of Cups. And I will talk about that shortly after we get the second one. Option number 2, 10 of Wands. Do we like it over here? We're still learning how to video on this camera. Okay, so option number 1, Page of Wands, is giving more emotional stuff and a new emotional beginning and more creativity, and that can be fun, but new things come with their own set of stresses. So if you're not ready for something new, then you might want to go with the 10 of Wands. Did I say Page of Wands? He's Page of Cups. 10 of Wands. 10 of Wands energy is completing some things that have been weighing on your mind. And so if you have projects that have been sitting on the back burner that just need those finishing touches, now is a great time to do that. And since we have kind of 2 opposite ends of the spectrum here, and we're only really talking about this weekend, or whenever you're finding this video, the next few days. So you may not have time to both start a new thing and finish up your old things. So I would prioritize one. Both are great options. And it's just whatever is more important to you right now. Okay. But make a choice. Lastly, we have the Knight of Cups. I think I like it over here better. Okay, so the Knight of Cups is giving more, what is he giving today? It's time to cross the bridge. There is no bridge, but it's time to cross the bridge. See how he's got that river in front of him. There are things that you've been putting off doing, which kind of harkens back to this, all right? But there are emotional, spiritual, creative things that you have been putting off starting and that you've been putting off working on. And so he's saying, go ahead and work on those, cross those bridges and see what's on the other side. Wade through the river. The river is not going to be as awful as you might think it will be. All right, doesn't mean it won't be a little bit of a challenge, but you can get across it, guys. Okay, let's see what else the cards have to say about that. Oh, did I say there's no bridge? We have a bridge. Okay, we're gonna leave some things behind. So this weekend, in your quiet moments, take some time to do that emotional work of leaving behind the things that no longer serve you, of leaving behind the relationships that no longer serve you, and moving towards newer and better things, okay? Because this guy has to leave behind the kicked over cups and take the still full cups and get across this river, okay? Just like our knight needs to get across the river. Also, with that Knight of Cups, the Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, she is here to say that whatever this work is that you need to do, this internal work, you have the resources you need to do it. So if that means that you need to set up counseling, then go ahead and set up counseling. If that means that you need to talk to a friend, get in touch with that friend. If that means that you need to go hide in a cave and pretend that you don't exist to the rest of the world, go hide in a cave and don't exist to the rest of the world. Whatever it is that's going to get you to the next step, particularly when it comes to emotions or creative projects. This goes both ways, because sometimes new creative projects are very scary. Do it. Now is a great time to do it. But I'm really getting more emotional stuff with these guys. For most of us. Take it how it resonates. And if it doesn't resonate at all, then this reading's not for you, and that's okay. It's for somebody else. All right, let's get an oracle card. Today I am using my Seasons of the Witch Beltane Oracle. Let me get this up for you. It is from this deck. This is the book, but it's also the cover on the box they come in. And one of these days I'm going to learn how to turn this video around so that we can see things correctly. We're getting there. Speaking of creative projects, getting these videos up is one of my creative projects. All right. Boundaries, number 3. Oh, let's pull that back a little bit. So boundaries, number 3. Boundaries are sewn into the parts of who you are, for they are not to be crossed. So is that one of the bridges? Is that your river? Something that you need to learn to set into place so that people aren't hurting you inadvertently or even on purpose, setting those boundaries so that, and with yourself, right? Because if we go back to the Two of Wands, we're being asked to make a choice between starting a new project or finishing up, tying up loose ends from old projects. It's saying you can't do both. You must do one at a time. So that can be a very important boundary to set with ourselves. How much do we actually have the time to do, whether that's our own projects or helping other people with their projects or work projects, whatever it may be. That's a boundary that we need to be aware of where it needs to be set and hold firm on it. And so saying no to some things and saying, you know what, I can't do it all, and these are my priorities, which means that some people are left without your help. That is not a rejection of them. That is an understanding of how time works, okay? Because sometimes I talk about how in the spiritual realm, time and space are meaningless to like our guides and to our ancestors and to those dead folks that are still with us and hanging out with us and helping us, right? But we are still in these earthly, fleshly bodies that respond to time and space. So we have to set those boundaries. We cannot do everything. We can't be everywhere all at once. If someone figures out how to be everywhere all at once, please let me know, because that would be amazing. So let me read to you a little bit about this. And the key word for it from the book is self-respect. Respect yourself enough to set healthy boundaries. Okay? Self-love can be expressed in many different ways. Sometimes it needs to manifest in a spa day with girlfriends, getting up to exercise, or sleeping in later than usual. While at other times it manifests in a need to set and enforce boundaries so that no one person completely drains you of your energy. No one is allowed or even needs to take all of you. No one has the right to demand all of your time, energy, or resources, or any parts of who you are. It isn't selfish to want to keep some things for yourself, as doing so is a show of self-respect and an understanding that you can't give what you don't have. Imagine trying to give more of your time when you don't have enough in the day to do what's already on your plate. That's what I was just talking about. Imagine spending more money when you're already in debt, or giving more of your energy to make someone else happy when you've been depressed for a very long time. You've pulled boundaries because you are giving too much of yourself away without recharging your batteries. You are encouraged to say no more often, or at the very least, not right now. Know that this is for the good of everyone in your personal orbit, that you will have so much more to give once you are in a proper place of balance. Additionally, make sure to follow through with any boundaries you've set, as other people will push your limits to see how much you are willing to bend to their desires. Stay committed to yourself and stand your ground. And there are some companion cards, so let's see what comes out next. Not goddess or self-worship. We have fertilizing, number 10. And I'm just going to read what's on the card because I think this is pertinent. Food is not the only thing that nourishes you, dear one. Be mindful of what you feed your soul. Coming back to the Hierophant and learning more about what feeds your soul, learning about what spiritual practices you need to either learn as a new thing or to deepen as a practice that you've already been doing. All right, folks, I hope that helped. I would love to hear your thoughts in the comments, and please don't forget to like and subscribe, as that is the best way to support this video project that I have going, and I will see you in the next one.